it will do this. Okay? Here. So Brachioradialis, flexor of the forearm. Below here, in this area here, I have the extensor carpi radialis longus, and then this will go down at the base of the, so this is the space in between, right? Here, here, and here. That's the finger. So that's, and this is the first metacarpal, belong to the thumb. Down at the base, if not directly onto the metacarpal bone, at the base of the second metacarpal bone, or the carpus. They call it extensor carpi radialis, so the extensor of the carpus via the radius. Then below this, I have the extensor carpi radialis brevis, the short one, because it starts lower. And this will go down here, to here, right? To the third. So this is the second metacarpal, this is the third metacarpal. So I guess we should really call it extensor metacarpis longus and brevis. But, you know, don't go there, right? So 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to have just below the condyle here, around the condyle, over the condyle, around the condyle, I have now the extensor digitorum, the communis here, that goes down from here, down to the fingers, right? And then next to it, the extensor of the digiti minimi, another one down here, and eventually the extensor carpi ulnaris, so that will go down to the carpus via the ulnar side. I don't know if you can see much from this, because I realize it's a little bit confused, but as I was doing it, you could see my rationale behind that. So let's move on, and let's check out now the arm in a flex position, right? So if I start with the cylindrical shape, and the arm now is positioned like this, right? Like this, okay? So I'm going to have a cylindrical shape of the upper arm, and here the 2x4, flat 2x4 shape of the arm, with the hand down like this, right? And as I flex the arm, what happened is the two bumps, see that, the two bumps that were at the same level, the two bumps of the condyle, sorry, epicondyle and the olecranon, are now different positions. So now this is lower and that is higher. See that? See what happened here? That gets lower and that gets higher, like that, right? So I'm going to end up with the olecranon here, and the bump of the epicondyle here of the humerus higher. So we've seen how this group of muscles in here, the extensor of the fingers and of the carpus ulnaris, starts at the condyle here, and a little bit behind, below, and it goes to the head. So let's start with this grouping here, right? Here, right? This is one group. Let's see if I can color it, maybe, right? And this will go to the fingers, as we have seen, and to the carpus via the ulna. And here I have the little bump of the ulna, right? Here, I feel the bone there, okay? So this muscle in here will have an elongated form, that gets eventually flatter as I move toward the hand because it will become tendon. So this is the main muscular volume, and that's the tendon. Up in here, instead, we have seen at the lower third here, I have the brachioradialis and the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. This muscle in here will develop a chunky form in here, right? And these muscles being the extensor carpi radialis, longus and brevis here. And then we'll go down to the base of the metacarpal bones. The brachioradialis instead is a flat muscle, and it starts higher, it comes down like this, flat, like fettuccine basically, and it comes down like, but much wider, and made out of meat, and then it comes out over these muscles that are chunky, and it picks up the form like that. It goes over. So the brachioradialis per se does not have much volume. It's fairly flat. But so in here you don't really see it because it's flat. As it moves down and goes over a little bit the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis, then it increases their form, and there's an augmentation of this portion of the muscles at the level of the elbow, right? So now this muscle here will go down with the tendon, develop fairly quickly to the radius, right? So here. So now I have all these neat muscle groups, right? Where I have here the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis, right? And let me see if I have it darker here. And here the extensor of the fingers and of the carpus ulnaris, right? Because that's the ulna, so that's ulna. And radius. I'm repeating these things as I go quite a few times because you might have missed it. There's so much, you know, in anatomy, so much that I think repeating it's good. So, and then well, let's see if I have another color for that. Should have, you know. I wanted a nice yellow. Got an orange, that will do. So, and this is the Brachial Radialis, right? Like this. So let's see what happens now if from this position, right, like this, right, we do this, right? We do this. So now what happens is this is the cylinder of the upper arm, and that's fine. We got that. But you see how now this gets flat. It's not double up like this, it's flat, right? So now from here, I'm gonna have my 2x4 here like this, flat, right? Much flatter. And here, I still have the olecranon. Here, I have the epicondyle. The olecranon, epicondyle. Here to the front, I have the beginning of the radius. Remember radius, thumb, right? And but I don't see the radius because it goes behind the ulna, right? So the bump that I have in here is going to be the ulna. My hand now is going to be here like this, right? With, remember, the ulna is on the pinky side, right? So it's going to be the pinky, and that's going to be the thumb on the other side, and this is going to be the other fingers, right? That's a thumb, right? So that's my It's a chubby pinky, but it's a pinky nonetheless, right? Okay, like that. Makes sense?